Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Deception in Healthcare in America with Kathy Ann and Jennifer. Today, we are going to talk about gaslighting. It's so pervasive in our healthcare system nowadays. And I just want to tell y'all that in the Merriam-Webster's dictionary, they have a word of the year. And in 2022, gaslighting was one of the words of the year in the year 2022, if you can believe that. So I definitely can.
Yeah, 100%.
So basically, we're going to be talking about medical gaslighting because there's all forms of gaslighting. Medical gaslighting is when a healthcare professional invalidates a patient's genuine clinical concern without proper medical evaluation because of many things. It could be because they're ignorant, they have a bias, or medical paternalism. So basically, the doctor dismisses your medical concern.
Yeah, in 2023, I think it was healthjournalism.org or whatever. I don't know. There was a survey done, and this was in 2023, but 94 of the people that responded to the survey had experienced the medical gaslighting. And then, like, just here as of 2025, and it's not even half a year hadn't even gone by yet. It's apparently millions of Americans have already dealt with it, and it's been reported just here in the States.
Wow. That's crazy. I know that I've experienced it and you've experienced it, so it hits close to home.
And if we are honest and look in our circles, even the people listening, like, how many people do you know that have shared that experience with you? Someone that you talk to enough that they would share something like that. How many, like, even with you, like, I'm sure you have neighbors, kids, that parents of kids at your kids' school. I bet you know more people than even just me and you. We talk
Yeah.
about it all the time, but
Yeah.
like, how many people in your circle? It's too many.
It is too many.
So yeah, this is like one of those. It's another like epidemic, like along with diabetes and so many other things and cancer, and I mean it's right up there with it, and all these terrible diseases that are surfacing. You know, whether it even is from our environments and our foods and things like that, which we know that, but it's like the gaslighting is just, I think what's really lies behind it is they don't have the answers.
I
They have tools to go search and look, and I think that is their answer.
Yeah.
I think that is our answer when we go in, like when we give them symptoms or we give them what we really know. It's like they don't have the answer, they don't know. And so instead of saying let's find out, which I am very lucky now. I can say my doctor, my primary doctor, never has done any gaslighting with me. He had done it with my husband, my daughter, my son. I mean, we've gone to him with some pretty serious stuff. He never dismisses anything. He's like, whoa, we better look into that. Because we only pop our heads in every once in a while, like for a checkup, or so if we come in and we like something's going on, I mean, he immediately starts ordering an x-ray or something because he's like, we don't cry wolf. But I know everyone doesn't get that same treatment. But I mean, I have been gaslit by like my endocrinologist and things like that, other areas and other, what do you call them? Specialists and stuff like that. And that's where it's really bad because by the time you're at a specialist, like, how did you get to the specialist? Why did you need to go a step further from your primary care physician? There's something, that couldn't be addressed or they didn't know. So it's like with you just get passed along. But I think it's because they don't know.
Yeah, I think that that's exactly right. I think they don't know, so they flip it and they blame you. So
Mm-hmm.
it's their way of saying, I don't know, you're the problem. And
Right.
I mean, the problem with that is that, you know, they could prevent somebody from getting medical care. Somebody may think, oh, maybe it's me. And then they start to think, oh, feel shame maybe, or think that maybe there's something wrong with them mentally, or, I mean, it's
Right. Like make you feel like you're blowing it out of proportion. So like, okay,
yes,
let me go home and really think about this. So you go home and you like process this conversation you had with this doctor, this professional who he's got all this medical school. He's like up here on this, he's way up here and I'm down here and he has all this knowledge shining down on me. And I'm coming in here and I've been seeing this person for 5 years, 10 years or whatever. And it's like, I come in here and I'm giving him all these symptoms and they're telling me, well, I just don't think it's a big deal. I mean, this sounds like whatever to me. Like, go and whatever. And yeah, it could be something very serious. And yeah, I mean, like, just take, for example, like a UTI or something like that. Like right now, I know somebody dealing with who they thought they had a UTI, and it turned into something worse. It just wasn't a UTI. It was, yeah, and they're in ICU now.
Wow.
So it's like,
well, yeah,
they want to either throw an antibiotic at you, or, I mean, I don't know. You just don't have, but yeah, here's the flip side that I don't understand. So like all these machines and stuff that all these people order to make money on, right? They want a return on their investment. So they want to charge the insurance company to give you all these tests. They love to give tests. They go test crazy.
yes.
Like they go insane with it, especially specialists. So it's like you kind of wonder how do you over test some people or unnecessarily test some people, but the people who, if you were doing that with every single person, if that was like consistent with every patient, across the board in most places, if that were the norm, like you hear so many people saying, well, they sent me for this, this test I didn't really need. It was unnecessary. And it probably was. You probably kind of know. But when you're looking for someone to run a test and it's like they make money doing it, it's kind of like, well, what are your guidelines, or what do you look at, or how do they do process of elimination with some people? Why is it so different from person to person? Like, why don't they want to go abuse the testing that's available to them, like with just everyone, because they're making money, and the insurance companies, that's the whole issue with the insurance companies and these like MRIs and CAT scans and X-rays and all that stuff.
Yeah. I think that they don't assign a lot of time to a patient. And so after your 15 or 20 minutes is up, they have to make a snap decision. What is this person? Maybe they blame it on how big you are, or that you don't exercise enough.
I see where you're going with it.
Or they're
Okay.
trying to get to the next patient. So then they're just, I just got to hurry up and move on to the next person. Like you're not
Right.
given enough time. So within that short 15 minutes to describe everything that's wrong with you, they're like, oh, I think she's mental, or, oh, I think that she's blowing it out of proportion, or, oh, I can see she needs to lose 20 pounds. Let's
start with that.
Yeah. So then they dismiss you
Mhm.
because they're trying to get to their next patient, because to make money, they have to see X amount of patients per day, I guess. And
Right. Well, and I had read with primary care physicians, and I didn't know this until you and I did one of our first podcasts. I just didn't look into stuff like that. But it's 7 minutes with a primary. It's 15 with a specialist.
So yeah, mine I think gives 20 minutes. Now my primary gives 1 hour, but
1 hour.
she does.
Wow, they must really be charging you.
They are, first of all, but she is really good. She is really good. But yeah, specialist 15. I think mine's 20 minutes is what he said. He says I got 20 minutes, and I've actually asked for him to give me a double appointment, which would make it 40 minutes. So, and he did do that one time.
Never thought about that.
So
yeah, get creative. Oh well. Hey, we can just have a T-shirt at this point.
Yeah. So basically, this article, Cosmopolitan did an article. They put it out on May 8th, 2025. It was really good. It's called Everything You Need to Know About Medical Gaslighting, Including Preventing It. And so it was an article put out last month, and it's actually a really good read. It's really simple and quick to read, and it's really informative. But she basically says what gaslighting is and who's most likely to experience it. So who do you think is most likely to experience gaslighting? What kind of person? It would be, so I can tell you, it's women, people who are not white. So I guess minorities.
Yes, minorities. Yes, definitely. I was going to say minorities. I was just like, kind of like, and then women, because we're in tune with our bodies, and we're going to come to the doctor. Men, think about it. Your husband, I don't know if he's like mine, like twist your arm, and then he'll even make the appointment. And when he's there to leave, like he'll go ahead and book, but it's like he'll keep changing it after he gets home. So yeah, men, they just don't want to go in. So yeah, women, obviously, it's because that's the way we are.
Yeah, like if we know something's wrong, we go see a doctor, and then oftentimes they're like, "Oh, well, let's take your
For our kids, we know we're gonna take our kids in there, and I didn't even think about that, but because my kids are adults now, but probably your kids are younger. I don't know if you've ever had to take them in for anything, but I mean, you can get pretty frustrated because you're being gaslighted. It's like they can write off quite a bit of stuff because they just see so much stuff, and kids are up and down all day,
Yeah.
every day. But it's kind of like when you're the mom and you just know your child, you know, when something's off, and you when you're dismissed, it's different than when it's yourself. Like you can even become a little angry,
Uh-huh.
you know, because this child's life is in your hands, and they don't speak usually, for one, like in their babies and
Yeah.
small, or they don't understand. Yeah. So yeah, women and children and minorities.
Yes, and then the members of the LGBTQ community, which I guess like gay and trans, I guess
Mhm.
they probably just don't get taken seriously generally, and so when they go in, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it all goes back to you know, your society parameters.
Yeah. So then the article goes on to say, how can I tell if a doctor is gaslighting me? And what should I do if I'm being gaslit? You know what should you do?
I say find another doctor. Like, don't go around and around with them unless you can have like a reasonable conversation with them and say, look, you know, I'm not the type of person. I mean, if you would like to go look at my medical history, like I've had a couple of kids, or I've had one staph infection, or I don't know, I've had a UTI or something like that. But this, you know, like
Yeah.
I'm just not somebody who pops in here every month or something, you know, and I would appreciate it if you would like look into this and take me serious. And I mean, you go with your gut. If you don't like the way that they're responding, or you feel like I would I would get another doctor.
Yeah. And that's what I
Like,
would
what
do
else
too.
can you do?
That, I mean,
Yeah, and you've done it.
I have
Yeah.
done it. I have done
What
it.
else are you gonna do?
Yeah, I have done it, and with one time, I actually gave the doctor the benefit of the doubt, and we had like an argument for like an hour and a half,
Mhm.
and it all worked out. But I mean, like, what do you?
An hour and a half. Did you get charged for 4 sessions?
I did not. I did not.
Oh, wow, you got a deal.
I did get a deal. I really made myself heard.
Oh my goodness.
So,
Sorry, you guys. You might as well laugh.
and then at the end of the article, it says, "How can I make sure that I feel heard at the doctor's office?" And it's mention any concerns. We schedule your appointment, start your appointment with your questions. I think that's really
Mhm.
hard. I always start with my symptoms, but
You know, I say write them down and take something with you, because you're not going to remember. You're going to get in there, and that's not your environment. That's not your comfort zone. That's their comfort zone. And I think that they actually ride on that a lot of times. They count on that, because you do get in there and you get like discombobbled. Your brain is all of a sudden like, you're like, oh my God, oh my gosh, I forgot. Oh my gosh, what was I going to ask them? And then you just feel really pressed, and they're good at diverting you, and like, you know, all that kind of stuff. I even tell my daughter, I don't care how simple it is, go in with your little, and I don't care how silly you feel.
uh-huh.
Who cares? It's you and them in 4 walls, and then you're gone. What do you care?
Yeah,
And they're taking your money one way or another.
that's true.
You
And
know what I mean?
yes, so you should write it down. I would actually
Mm-hmm.
come in with a list of my symptoms and my questions, and some of my doctors would not let me read them.
Okay, that I've never
Yeah.
seen.
Yeah. It was a neurologist, actually. I came in with my symptoms and I said, let me read my symptoms to you. And she goes, no, you cannot. But I read them anyways. And the whole time I was reading them, she kept shaking her head going, no, 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 no. The whole time I was reading my symptoms. I'm serious.
Oh, I believe you. That is
But I think something really important, because on this same thing where that doctor was, it's really hard to believe and it's shocking, but I brought my husband with me so he can verify that that really happened. But you should bring a person, because there has to be a
definitely.
witness.
Definitely. If it's a serious, you're coming in with a serious concern and some symptoms. Yeah. If you can find somebody that you're close with, someone that is going to kind of keep up with the situation, and then you should, yeah, they should, hopefully they can make some time to go with you, because like, yeah,
Yeah.
I know, like when you were frustrated and I was like, I drove down there and I didn't even know you had a doctor's appointment. I'm like, cool, let's go.
Even you came to my doctor
Because, you know,
appointment.
you were just so frustrated. And I told you, look, give me this stuff. I pretty much know it. Like, jump in where I'm missing a detail or something. But I mean, you know, it's exhausting for somebody, and we all need help. We all need something, and that's okay, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just happens way too much, and that's why we're doing a podcast on it. And you could do probably like 10 on this. I mean, it's really that serious. It's that common, and it's just unnecessary.
Yes. And I think part of the problem is the appointments aren't long enough, so the doctor can't really get to know you and your symptoms. And then they don't, if they don't know, then instead of saying,
I mean, yeah,
I
you're a
don't
file
know.
on the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just a file on the door that they
Yeah.
pick up and they walk in and they kind of start looking real quick, or they familiarize themselves probably in 30 seconds while you're talking, by the way. So they're really not even hearing you that first minute. Just so
Yeah.
just so maybe some people can understand that, let them come in and kind of read, be quiet. Don't be one of those kind of people that just jumps in and starts talking, and because you're just trying to get to it, and you just have all this anticipation, jump out of your mouth. Give them a minute, let them get their bearings. Because if you'll notice, they'll come in and like my doctor gets on his laptop and he starts doing this and
Mhm.
he's like, oh, and I kind of see those wheels go, oh, and he tries to go, wait, didn't we already address this, or did we this, or, and I'm like, yeah, I would like to whatever. Let them get their bearings. Give them 30 seconds to a minute. Don't start jumping, because I promise you they don't hear you. They don't hear you. They just came from another room. I mean, they did. Or a lot of times when you walk through the hall, you'll see they're on the phone. They're on the phone trying to get someone checked into the hospital or out of the hospital or whatever.
Yeah.
And they come running in your room and they have to they're disoriented. They're like, oh, okay, this is so-and-so. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And of course, usually if you go in all the time or enough, like I go in every 3 months, they know my face and they're like, what did we last talk about? And they're looking, they're like, oh, okay. And I just sit there and I wait. And, until you have their undivided attention, and then start talking to them. But I know, like, I've been in some doctor's appointments, even like with other family members, and they just start blah, 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 blah. And it's like, that doctor's not hearing a word you say. Like, give them a second.
You know what?
Like, they're
Actually,
not.
that's good
You're
advice,
just gonna
because
repeat yourself.
that is really good advice, because I'm the person that goes in and I just start spitting it out. But you're right. You probably should
Well,
give it a
it's anticipation. I mean, it's rightfully so. But I guess, yeah, I've been having to go to the endocrinologist and the regular doctors. Sometimes it's every 3 months. I was having to do both, and it's like I just started taking notes and learning things, and I'm like, why am I stressing myself out? Like, I'm having to repeat myself. Number one, it upsets me when I
Yeah.
have to hear myself say it. Let's just say it once.
Yeah.
Make sure they're looking at you. Make sure they understand. And then sometimes I'll say, do you mean do you know what I'm saying? And I want them to repeat back to me what they heard. Sometimes like, no, that's not what I meant.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm saying. Like, maybe I didn't use the right words. Okay. And I'll say, and then you let them say it, and you're like, no, and then you can go correct what they heard.
Yeah.
Like, take your time and make the most of your 7 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's discipline and patience, but just know you waited 3 months or 6 months or 8 months to get in. Come on, do it. Kind of be meticulous about it. Be mindful. And that is hard to do, but it will be well worth it at the end of your visit. Instead of going in, you come out and you feel like you're in a whirlwind and you're like, what did we just talk about? What just happened? And then you're still upset.
Yeah.
Like, I've done that too.
Yeah.
I've done that too.
Those are basically my
Yeah.
appointments.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's just something I've learned. And I'm not perfect. I've just been doing this for 24 years. I've been having to see these endocrinologists and my doctor, and and then when my son had when they found that tumor on his back and I had to go to MD Anderson like every few weeks, I was in there with him. I've just learned so much about all you're going to get a different personality. You're never going to get the same personality. You're going to get some people that are more, personable, and you just see all kinds of people, but you kind of start noticing some things are just kind of like whatever status quo, for lack of better words. But every appointment, if you'll just kind of go in and get yourself a pattern and follow that pattern, and then you just fall into it. It's kind of like having diabetes. I already know what I'm going to do for the rest of the day. I know I'm going to handle those situations. Just get yourself in that mindset, and then just kind of let it flow from there or whatever.
Yeah.
And don't let them control everything either. You know what I mean? That's why you go in with your book. But
Yeah.
yeah.
But it's like because they're an authority figure. They're the authority
Mm-hmm.
figure, like a
Yeah.
teacher and the student, the doctor and the
Mm-hmm.
patient. They're the authority figure, and you're the lesser. So
Right.
you're looking at
That's what I'm
them.
saying. We put people on a pedestal, and it's like we look, but no, they're a human being. Some of them have wives and kids, and husbands and kids, and they have parents and brothers and sisters. Some of them, most people have family members, and they live regular lives. They just put that little lab coat on. They've just been through all kinds of internships and schools and classes, and it doesn't make them any better than us. Yes, they know some more things, but you could take two doctors that have been in school, same age, same amount of time, and one is going to be more in depth in areas than another person.
Mhm.
And then also you have to take personality into consideration. Some people, it's just a job.
Mhm.
They literally have nothing invested in it. And then you have some doctors like my doctor, he literally he has a personality. He comes in with a personality. He interacts with you and you feel like you don't feel like you're talking to a doctor. You feel more like you're talking to your neighbor,
Mhm.
except he's really smart and he answers questions and he looks at you and he responds. Like that's how our doctor is. And we are really lucky to have him.
Mhm.
We found him like 15 years ago when Larry had gotten really sick. We were actually referred to him by someone in the hospital, had walked over and said, I heard what was going on. Y'all really need to go see this guy. The whole family is in practice. So anyways, that's how we landed with him. But I have not had such good luck with outside of that. Whatever specialist he sends me to or for whatever. And that's not on him. I'm just saying the places we get diverted to, it's kind of like, oh my God, it's like such a headache. Like following you around with some of your stuff. It's like, what is going on? Like, this is too common. What is going on? Like, I just don't know. And yeah, people are frustrated.
Yeah. And, it's like when you're gaslit, it can make you feel crazy,
Make you give up. Some
make you
people give
give
up.
yes, people do give up.
Hmm.
It can, leave you, feeling hopeless, frustrated, doubting yourself. I mean, you could really hurt somebody, especially if there was something really wrong with them and you deterred them from getting proper help. So,
Yep. And this is every day. Somebody right now is experiencing it.
yes.
Thousands of people are sitting in an office all over the place right now. Thousands of people simultaneously are sitting here right now experiencing exactly what we're talking about.
Yes.
Or somebody's family member that they care about. I can't even say it's a money issue. I do think like what you said. I think if you don't have decent healthcare insurance or really good healthcare insurance, I think that no, I don't think they've ever gotten taken seriously. I actually dealt with one lady who had is it Medicaid or Medicare? I don't know. One's for seniors, one is just for healthcare.
Uh-huh.
But whichever one it is, she was in her late 30s, so she wasn't a senior citizen. So it was whichever one goes with that.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, she was having female issues, and she went in and they did her lab work and left her in this room, and so she kept calling them back in there to ask them. She's like, "What's wrong?" Because she was just bleeding all over herself,
Uh-huh.
and she went in. And this had happened several times, except it had never happened to that degree.
Mhm.
And she was at work, and it was so heavy that she had to leave. It was bad. And she went straight to the emergency room. Well, they did her labs and stuff. And they're like, well, you're on Medicare or whatever it is, Medicaid. I think it's Medicaid. You're on Medicaid. And, unless you want to pay for these lab results, too bad. I mean, we did your labs, and unless we need to keep you or do something, like we're going to turn you loose, but we're not giving you, shit.
Well,
Like they talked really crazy to her. So she asked for someone else until she left there crying. They wouldn't give her anything. They just told her, well, you're not dying. And so we need this room.
well,
And, go home and take some ibuprofen and because she had no health insurance. She had never had health insurance. She worked like two different jobs. Her girls were older and she was supporting herself. And it's like, I had no words when she was telling me about this. I'm just like,
do you like
wow, like
people lack
no human decency whatsoever.
human decency? That's what I was going to say.
Yeah,
They lack human
that's all it
decency.
is.
So, yeah. But you know what? I go to see doctors who do take insurance and who don't. And the ones that
Hmm.
don't are way
Hmm.
better and they spend way more time.
They're not having to break off anything.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're not confined by the parameters of the insurance company. They can see whoever they want, they can assign however much time, and then they pay themselves.
Right. Right. They're not having to file on behalf of everyone. And so it just runs a little smoother. And so you just have something where they have a system in place and it works and everyone's happy.
Yeah.
Everyone there is working in a flow. You don't have someone on the phone calling and trying to get people to pay, or people come in and say, oh, I don't have it today, bill me. And then you're billing the insurance company. And then they're like, oh, well, we said we would do this, but we didn't say we'd do this part. And, when you have something that has a system in place that works, you're just going to find that everything you go in there and do is going to work. Like the whole protocol and format of that whole place is just going to have a flow to it, like what you're saying, because
Yeah.
they don't have all this other crap they're dealing with.
Yeah.
Their main focus and priority is pleasing you, listening to you, treating you, taking care of you, because all this other stuff, hey, you paid at the desk. Hey, we're not even going to see you till you pay. It's like with us, we don't have dental insurance and we go to a private practice. We don't go to these other little places anymore where it's like 12 dentists inside, and I go pay big bucks or whatever to have something done. And let me tell you what, best dental care we've ever experienced in our life. Wish I'd have like, I just didn't even know or understand that kind of stuff. I've always had pretty decent teeth, but like my kids have had to have some things done. And it's like, I mean, they will treat you like you're the only person in that building
Yes.
and you
Yes.
get top tier care. And I mean, like the work they do and everything. I mean, the service, all of it.
Yes.
So I guess money does kind of,
Yeah.
you know,
And
take you some places.
yeah. So they have to hire somebody to bill and code, and then
And those people are grouches.
yes, and then
And they need to be. They have to be.
and then they
That's our medical system. It's not set up very well.
it is not.
It's not. It's not designed to, you know, work the way that we go in, like what we're expecting in our mind. It's not. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, it's not designed to help the patient. It puts profits over patients, and
Right.
I think like medical gaslighting is all because of this, because they can't give you the time. They don't know. They blame your lifestyle or your gender.
Right.
So I think it's all interconnected. So
Definitely. Definitely.
and that's why we do the podcast, to bring this stuff to light, to say we're not okay with this. Okay, we're not okay. We're so not okay with it that we're speaking out, and we just want everybody to be aware.
And like with every other thing, I think we've stressed this over and over and over and over. Like, you don't have to be Kim Kardashian or somebody to deserve, you know, the proper care and attention that someone that has more money or has more status quo or whatever, like, it is like we were just saying, a basic human decency when you go in with a problem and you're crying out for help with something, or you need assistance with something, or you just need guidance with something. You should get the same attention and care as the person coming in behind you, the person who just left in front of you. It doesn't matter. You do deserve that. And these people are not these physicians and specialists. I don't care if they're making $200,000, $500,000 a year. I don't care. They took an oath. They took an oath. You guys can go read an oath that any physician takes, and it's caring for you. It's trying to get to the bottom of whatever's going on with you and treat you and get you moving in the right direction. Dismissing a person is nowhere in their oath. That's not in there.
Yes.
It's never been in there. It's just not there. So just remember, yes, I mean, you know, go in there with some, you know, I'm grateful to be in your presence and stuff like that. I'm grateful to get your time because I'm needing some help and I don't have, you know, these answers, and I need these, or send me in the right direction or whatever. But, you know, it's not okay to go sit down and someone just kind of keeps looking at their watch or like, yeah, and they're not really giving you much. And they say, well, you know, it looks to me like, you know, you're about 20 pounds overweight, and, you know, that can, a lot of problems can stem from that. And, you know, whatever. No, that's not, if you can't keep them on track, you like readdress the question and say, you know, is there any way at all we can look into this? And if they tell you no, or they try to pass you on, let it go. Go find someone else.
Yeah.
But don't leave there feeling like you don't have any hope. You don't have any help. Yeah, you don't have any help or hope with them, but that's one person. So go to someone else. And yeah, sometimes it takes several people. You know what I mean? Just do it. And don't think that you don't deserve it, because you do. That's why the healthcare system is in place. I'm laughing and doing quotes because it's like the sick care. Everybody's sick, and it's like I don't know. It's just a pass along kind of thing.
Yes. So that was our topic, medical gaslighting. Go check out that Cosmopolitan article from May, everything you need to know about medical gaslighting, including preventing it. It's such an easy read.
Go Google medical gaslighting. Just go Google it. It's insane. Or get on TikTok. If you guys are on TikTok, go, like, I'm telling you, it's insane. It's really everywhere.
It's really pervasive. Seriously, though, it's become so pervasive in this our time right now, that we need to make ourselves aware of it and not stand for this.
There's surveys and there's statistics and everything else. So I mean, they're out there for a reason. They have plenty to work with. So
yes,
let's try to change that together. You know, like if people will band together, and I mean, you know, it's like anything else. I mean, this is something we're just saying we're okay with when we just go along with it.
Right.
Just know you don't go along with it. That's it.
That's right. All right, you guys. Thanks for listening to our podcast on medical gaslighting.
All right. We'll talk with y'all again next week.
All right. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.